I never imagined my workplace would become the backdrop of something so unexpected. To me, the office was a place of routine, deadlines, and professionalism. Then Alex joined our team, his effortless charm and sharp wit drawing everyone's attention. At first, our exchanges were casual, a friendly smile in the break room, or a shared laugh at meetings. But there was something in the way he looked at me, something that lingered longer than it should. As weeks passed, our interactions grew more personal. He'd stop by my desk just to talk, his voice low and engaging. I found myself laughing more, looking forward to moments with him that broke the monotony of the day. Yet, I reminded myself it was just innocent banter. Nothing more, or so I thought.
It started with a simple question after a late meeting. Want to grab a drink? I hesitated, knowing the implications, but his smile made it hard to say no. At the bar, the conversation was easy, flowing like we'd known each other forever. I learned about his life, his dreams, his struggles, and he listened to mine with a focus that felt rare. When the evening ended, something had shifted. As we stood outside the bar, the silence between us was heavy with unspoken possibilities. He reached out to touch my arm, and I knew then that this was no longer innocent. We'd crossed a line, even if neither of us said it out loud. What started as a spark quickly turned into a fire. We'd exchanged knowing glances during meetings, his hand brushing mine in fleeting moments. The secrecy made it thrilling. Meeting in quiet corners, texting late into the night, finding excuses to spend time alone. I told myself it was harmless, that no one would notice.
But deep down, I knew the risks. The boundaries we crossed couldn't be undone. Every stolen moment brought with it a mix of excitement and guilt, a constant battle between what felt right and what I knew was wrong. For a while it felt perfect, like we were in our own little world. He'd leave notes on my desk and we'd find moments to escape the mundane. I hadn't felt this alive in years, and it was intoxicating. We became experts at hiding our relationship, finding joy in the thrill of secrecy. But the very thing that made it thrilling also made it fragile. Every glance, every touch carried the weight of potential discovery. The thought of someone finding out sent shivers down my spine, but I couldn't stop myself from wanting more. The cracks began to show when the stress of our jobs caught up to us. He started pulling away, his messages becoming shorter, his presence less frequent. I confronted him one evening, asking if something was wrong, but he brushed it off. "Just work," he said. But I wasn't convinced. The distance between us grew, and with it my insecurities. Was I just a fling to him? Had I imagined the connection we shared? The very thing that once brought me joy now left me anxious and uncertain. It didn't take long for the office to notice. The whispers were subtle at first, but soon they were impossible to ignore. Colleagues exchanged glances whenever we were in the same room, their conversations stopping abruptly when I entered. I tried to act normal, but the pressure was suffocating. Every laugh, every shared look felt like evidence against us. I started questioning everything, my decisions, my priorities, and whether this relationship was worth the risk. It all came to a head during a team meeting. A snide comment from a colleague, disguised as a joke, made my face flush with embarrassment. Alex avoided eye contact, pretending not to notice. After the meeting, I pulled him aside, my voice trembling with anger. "We need to talk," I said. The conversation was heated. I accused him of leaving me to deal with the fallout alone, while he insisted we were just being paranoid. His dismissive tone cut deep, and for the first time I wondered if I had made a terrible mistake. Days turned into weeks, and the weight of the relationship became unbearable. I could no longer focus on my work, and the joy Alex once brought me had faded. The secrecy, the judgment, the constant fear of exposure, it was too much. One evening, I called him, my voice heavy with finality. "We can't keep doing this," I said, my heart breaking with every word. He didn't argue, didn't try to change my mind. He simply said, "I understand." And just like that, it was over. The days following the breakup felt hollow. The office felt colder, the whispers louder. Alex and I avoided each other, our once electric connection now a painful reminder of what had been. I poured myself into work, trying to rebuild the professional image I had so carelessly risked. But no matter how hard I tried, the shame lingered. I couldn't help but wonder, had I thrown away my integrity for a fleeting moment of passion? The guilt and regret became my constant companions. One afternoon, as I sat alone in the break room, a colleague I barely knew approached me. "I've been where you are," she said, her voice kind but firm. She shared her own story, a cautionary tale of office romance and its fallout. For the first time in weeks, I felt seen, understood. Her words were a reminder that I wasn't alone, that mistakes didn't define me. It wasn't an instant fix, but it was a start, a glimmer of hope that I could rebuild, that I could move forward. Time brought clarity. I began to see the relationship for what it was, a lesson. It wasn't just about Alex or the office politics. It was about me, about understanding my needs, my boundaries, and my worth. The experience had scarred me, but it had also shaped me. I started focusing on my own growth, setting new goals, and finding joy outside of work. Slowly, the whispers faded, and so did the pain. What once felt like the end of my world became a turning point, a chance to start anew. Looking back, I don't regret the relationship. I regret the choices I made while in it, the lines I crossed, the compromises I accepted, but I've learned to forgive myself. Life is messy, and so are relationships. What matters is what we take from them and how we use those lessons to grow. Alex and I never spoke again, and I'm okay with that. He was a chapter in my story, not the whole book. And now, as I close this chapter, I feel a sense of peace I haven't felt in a long time.